had already interviewed Biden before that.
Yeah, they want to be. She wanted
but
to
how
be.
How does that happen?
They say.
How wild is that?
They say we had an effeminate gay man who didn't make it doing that. Now she's a chick, and she wants to interview Biden, and the Biden goes, "Ugh," and they go, "Good, it's coming," and then they just do an interview. Biden doesn't know where he is or what's happening. No, he's just hanging on. It's the least fun way to be president. To be the most powerful person in the world and not know has got to suck a little.
It's perfect.
The best thing ever was when they go, the Biden family over in Nantucket in the holidays, they went to their Nantucket home and discussed whether Joe should run again, and they all said he should. And I'm like,
is that recent?
Yeah, they had a meeting over the holidays where they're like, we're assessing.
July 4th holidays?
No, this was during the holidays. And they were like, the Biden family had this meeting, Jamie could look it up, where they were
during
like,
December.
Yeah, where they were like, we're going to see if he's going to run again. And Jill and Hunter and the rest of the crew met, and they decided it's a great idea for him to run again. And I'm like, it's crazy sending a guy that old into battle again. And I don't, so.
There was some article, Jamie, about the accusations of how much money they received. Like some new one came out today. They were trying to figure out how much money the Biden family received during this whole Hunter Biden scandal thing.
Right. Well, it's a big scandal. People are going like, well, his son's an addict and he stood by his son. Number one, don't stand by it. Like if a laptop came out where I had done what Hunter Biden was doing, my family would tell people I was dead. Like, yeah, and they're not even the president. My dad sells wine, and he wouldn't admit. Like, there is a time you cannot support your kids. By the way, what are we talking about? People are like, well, he's a good father. It's like, is he? Was he?
Do you think it was his coke at the White House?
Whose coke is it outside? It's definitely his coke. But I don't like narcs and rats, so I think he should be he can have a blast.
Yeah, what's the big deal? You're at your fucking dad's house.
If your father's the president, you can't have a blast? You can't do a little bump?
Comer releases the third bank memo detailing payments to the Bidens from Russia, Kazakhstan, and Ukraine. What's the number? 20 million. They now have the committee has now identified over 20 million in payments from foreign sources to the Biden family and their business associates.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, you don't stay in. There's no way that they looked at him and went, he should be the president unless they knew for a fact that he's controlled and being managed.
Yeah, this is all.
There's no way he's
so wild.
They want a guy he's been a company man forever. He's, he started his career letting, people in Delaware, like these credit card companies do whatever the fuck they wanted. And he had that, the architect of the crime bill where they sent a lot of nonviolent drug affairs. But he's a company man. Like, he's a guy. Yeah. Joe Biden's been a guy. It's why Obama had him as vice president. He was never like an articulate guy. He was never that great at it. He was just a guy that he's a solid Washington insider forever. And that's what he is. And now he's old, but that's what he is. A guy that's just been in the system for a long time. Yeah. And that's what he is.
Him running again in one more year from now.
There's no way.
How?
Newsom is coming up and trying to run. There are other people that are circling. I don't think he runs again. I can't see it. I don't see it.
How do you think they get Kamala Harris to step down? Because she's rightfully, if he steps down, until
Kamala Harris cannot say a sentence. She's almost worse than him. She talks in like gypsy curses. When they ask her something, she'll be like, "My grandma said that a hive of bees is still bees if you bury it," and you're like, "What the fuck is this bitch saying?"
Gypsy curses.
That's how she speaks. The woman has no idea what's going on. But again, Washington inside, they're just like, you were a DA, you were a cop, you'll keep your mouth shut. Don't you want to be the first, whatever race you're pretending to be president today, Indian, black, whatever works? And she goes, yeah. But they got to get rid of her. What they should have done, if they wanted to win, George Soros should have backed up the money truck to Michelle Obama and said, listen, you are going to run because people like you. They like you. It doesn't matter, about any of the conspiracies. Maybe you are Big Mike. Who cares?
What?
But you are going to run this goddamn
I can't
country.
believe you went there.
You're going to run this goddamn country.
That is the wackiest conspiracy.
It's a
currently
wacky
available.
conspiracy. Can I make one point for the people that are on the side of it?
Yes.
It is weird, but I don't think she's Big Mike.
Okay.
It is weird that there's not one photo of her pregnant, but maybe there is. Is that not weird? Maybe it's not weird. I don't know.
She's a public person. Why would you want photos of her pregnant out there?
I understand that, but maybe it is weird. Maybe it's not weird. Maybe it's not weird.
Well, also, when she had her kids, were they private or public? Like, when he was a senator?
I don't know. I just know that
Like, he was a senator, right?
Yes,
Before he became president.
for sure.
So
I don't-
went law school,
yeah.
Senate.
I have no issue because I want to live. I have no issue with Big Mike. I don't care that they killed that sex slave in Martha's Vineyard. That's what happens to sex slaves. They drown in ponds. That's what happens. You fuck the ruling class, you drown a pond. That's what happens. If you get your little mouthy, you go into the pond. I don't have a problem with it. I have no I think it's good. I actually think it's good. I think it makes our country fun. I think it makes us unique. I think Putin and them are scared of that shit.
They do it all the time.
I think Putin and the Chinese are like, you don't know what's going on there because they got people that maybe they're men, maybe they're women, we don't know. I think if it's not real, make it real. Put it out. Would it be anything better than her at the DNC, whip her cock out and going, and I'm Big Mike? The Chinese would lose their mind. The Chinese would give up.